You've probably seen the soft life all over your social media. Spa days, slow mornings, and you probably think that's possibly a luxury to some degree. And it might be, but without boundaries, that soft life that you're seeking and yearning for means absolutely nothing. We're going to be breaking down the real work of that ease you crave. Social media has made soft life look like bubble baths, beach days, vacations. But the true softness you're looking for is feeling grounded, sustainable ease. And I can't help but tell you, it all starts internally. Soft life doesn't mean that you're not doing the work. Soft life means that you've done enough work to know what it is that you're willing to accept and what you're willing to no longer accept. What you need to hold yourself accountable for and apologize for, and what you straight up don't need to apologize at all for. Let's keep it a buck. It takes a lot of courage for you to say no. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're going to just be able to say no right off the bat. That's not going to happen. But nothing is more brave than you finally choosing yourself, not once, not twice, but consistently. And by setting boundaries and saying no, you're choosing you, finally. So, why do we avoid boundaries in the first place? Because boundaries feel hard. They're not the most simplistic and easy thing for us to learn right off the bat. We fear of upsetting people and disappointing them. We feel guilty for finally choosing ourselves. For once, we believe that peace is not something that we can actually have in our life. But let me tell you something that's worse than setting boundaries: having none. Living your life without any boundaries in any way, shape, or form. Living with resentment, bitterness, and burnout. In no way, shape, or form is at ease. That is like a sinking ship. That is emotional debt. Now, let me tell you something. Softness doesn't mean that you let everything slide. It just means that you stop sliding yourself underneath everything. One thing about boundaries I don't think is talked about enough is self-respect. Because people will treat you exactly how you allow them to treat you. When you don't teach boundaries to people around you, people don't know what your limits are. Because you're not respecting your own energy, so how are they supposed to respect you? Because you're not showing them how they should respect you. Soft life isn't just about being chill. It's about being very, very clear. And this is why boundaries are so important when it comes towards your soft life. At the end of the day, you're not choosing to live a soft life to feel as, or shown any sort of weakness. It's a strategic move you're making. For example, I say no because I need to and I have to. That's my choice. I rest because I know it's necessary. It's my prescription. I ain't got no choice with that. I've taken space in spaces where sometimes I don't feel like I should have been in, because I know it's my right to be in those spaces. Because the thing, the more I protect my energy, the more I can pour into other people, into my relationships, into my connections, into my clients, into my business, into my life overall. I want you to think that boundaries is not a roadblock. It's not a wall. It's actually a door. And the cool part about boundaries is you are allowed to choose who actually enters that door. So here's a couple of boundaries that you could set today. If you're an entrepreneur, what is your cutoff time? If you're a person that works, let's say you have a 9 to 5, you finish at 5, are you actually leaving at 5? What are your boundaries with your job and your career? Another one you could do, which I kind of made a video about it recently, where I said that if people ask me what my plans are for this week, and sometimes I tell them I always have plans, even if I have no plans at all, because no plans is plans to me. And the reason why I said that was because even if I don't have plans, rest is a plan for me. Rest is a moment for me to just be by myself and recharge. Especially if you're a person that gives a lot to people, you need to also make sure you're taking care of yourself and recharging your battery. Let's say, for example, this one is where we have some of a tussle because it's confrontation. Let's say you're in a conversation with someone and you don't like the way that the conversation is going, it doesn't feel good to you. Honor your peace and let them know, hey, look, I don't really appreciate this conversation. It's not really feeling too good for me. Because every time you don't say anything, you're misaligning yourself, and you're just letting everyone just come through that door all the time. So before we end this episode, I want to end with a few affirmations you could try today. My peace is non-negotiable, because it's not. We're no longer in the business of thinking that our peace is a negotiation. It ain't. I deserve ease, joy, and restoration. Oof, I love that one right there. I'll enjoy ease, joy, and restoration. And lastly, boundaries protect the version of me I pray to become. I want you to think about this one. Listen, the soft life that you're trying to build, it's not a vibe, it's an actual vessel. It's strategic. It's necessary. You don't need to hustle to be worthy, and you no longer need to explain your no. Because no is a full sentence. And no, as much as you see it on social media, soft life is not about aesthetics. It's about alignment. And you have every right to live it. Now, I hope you got some good gems out of today's episode. And we are entering our soft life, but we're entering our soft life with boundaries. And as much as boundaries feel a little bit awkward sometimes, and we avoid it because of the possible connections or the reactions we may get from the people around us, who cares? we're stepping into our soft life. All right? All right, y'all. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I will see you next week. And you know what to do. Walk with peace, walk with love.